Now I'll try to present a critical discourse analysis of a historical text, we can say. This critical discourse analysis is based on Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah's speech in the first Constituent Assembly of Pakistan, which and this speech was delivered on August 11, 1947, approximately a couple of days prior to the making of Pakistan. And this study has been uh, conducted by Anwar and his colleagues, and it was published in 2015. This study is interesting because it is not looking into some kind of very recent or contemporary text. Rather, it is looking into a historical text and trying to locate its significance in present times and also in the times when it was delivered. Therefore, the study aimed to analyze Quaid-e-Azam's speech from a critical discourse analysis perspective, because the authors believed that it's important to ascertain Jinnah's hidden ideological meaning and what he actually had thought about the newly built nation at that time, or newly created nation at that time. So authors believe that knowing his meanings deeply probably would make us know, even in today's world, what actually Quaid-e-Azam intended for the newly created nation. Qualitative methodology was used with the help of Fairclough's model of critical discourse analysis and content analysis approach, which is a popular approach in discourse analysis. And according to these authors, Quaid-e-Azam's speech overall analysis reveals that he wanted to create a liberal, democratic, just, and impartial state, which could be not only kind to its own citizens, but also to the people living in neighboring and other nations of the world. It also seems from the analysis that he was fully aware of the social problems like law and order situation, corruption, bribery, black marketing, nepotism, which was very common in that time Pakistan also. And he was trying to convince through his words his fellow members of then Parliament, Constituent Assembly, that they need to make laws and they need to make changes in the overall system of the country to get rid of all these evils. So his speech had manifold purposes. At one time, he not only was outlining the shape of the future Pakistan, but he was also simultaneously convincing the members of that assembly that they need to take drastic steps for the welfare of their state and for the welfare of the people who would be governed in that state. The results further reveal that the text of Jinnah's speech is very rich as far as critical discourse analysis is concerned. It can lead us to an ideal investigation, because this is so powerful in strategies used for persuasion and other things. So therefore, this speech and similar other speeches can potentially be a very good and could be a very good site for critical discourse analysis. The textual analysis showed that Muhammad Ali Jinnah used various lexical strategies like lexical choices, rewording, hyponymy, and these all helped Jinnah to present his point of view in a clear manner. His vocabulary suggests that he wanted to preach justice, equality, and impartiality for the whole nation, and also wanted to convince his fellow members to work on these principles and ideologies, not only in their personal lives but also in their professional and national lives. His grammatical features, structures of the speech were very clear. That shows the clarity of his mind and his strong belief in the purpose he was preaching there also. He was very loud and clear, and the formal links between words and the context were very clear in his speech. That shows, as I said earlier, the clarity of his mind and commitment to the purpose. And to sum up, we can say that Qaid-e-Azam, when he was delivering this speech, was not intending to outline the various broader principles for the newly created nation, but he also wanted to take into the confidence the members of that assembly and the people who to whom that message would reach about the purpose, about the future goals of the newly created nation. So, therefore, that speech was very important, and as it was setting the roadmap for the country, but it was also important uh, for the reason that it has a very deeply embedded ideologies which Qaid-e-Azam wanted us to know and follow in our future lives. So we can relate it to the contemporary politics also. How far we have been following those ideologies, and what kind of ideologies being projected by our leaders at present. So there could be a comparison of Qaid-e-Azam speeches and speeches of any political leader at right now, which can possibly a future project, and we can see how far we have developed in the ideological domain of our state.